The rivalry between KT Rolster and SK Telecom T1 is one of the oldest and most legendary in all of esports. Known as the Telecom War, this clash has defined generations of players and shaped the very history of competitive gaming. In Korea, the birthplace and crucible of esports, no rivalry runs deeper than the battle between SK Telecom T1 and KT Rolster. And now, the pinnacle of the Telecom Wars is just 2 days away as these titans prepare to face off once again in the grand finals of Worlds 2025. So today we're reliving the greatest Telecom War moments of the 2025 season.
His back denied. This could be a big deal as Vaultbreaker does come in, flashes in front to make sure that Ona can't get out as BDD's going to flash in, lands the chains, and picks up his first kill, but Faker's going to immediately answer. Now you've got a Rel coming over, another Vaultbreaker going to land. There's the crash down, but it's going to get the flash out from Faker, and he will survive.
Lock him down. If he's just a little bit faster, it's different stories. Oh!
And Doran's going to solo kill Perfect under the turret.
Just one of them is, yeah, it looks like he just whittled him down earlier. Well, it's level 6 off the last minion and has his Meganar. Does the Unstoppable get used?
He just gets not into the wall. Wallop.
It doesn't.
Crush him.
Yeah. Doesn't get to Unstoppable. I'm mostly concerned for T1. The one thing I'm worried about is what BDD can get done with the Silas and his steals.
Well, there is a Chaos Storm available, and there is the cease and desist. Cuz not going to let him live this time, and BDD is able to finish that off. His flash came off, cooldown, like 2 seconds after he died. Ona can just press this button over and over again, and Doctom, he had flash, guys, and he uses barrier and dies.
Boy, but he unfortunately did not. I think flashing in this situation is
dead. There's an Impale.
Oh god.
And Wei's gonna have to flash. He does manage to do so, as at least they do manage to get some damage onto Carrier. Cease and desist as another crash is gonna come through. Cuz is dead. You didn't ban Skarner, guys. As all right, let's see what BDD can do. Diving towards Smash here as best he can. Gets a killer instinct, but he's dead. Wei's dead. Faker's in there. They're gonna take down the turret. This is a catastrophe. What is going on?
See you in game 2.
Let's see. Maybe KT can surprise us. They definitely surprised Smash right there. Chains of Corruption connect, and Doctom going to be able to grab the kill. That is a shutdown, and that is a fair bit of money going into the right hands here. It has a definable KDA to start us off. It's great to see. It's Cuz, speaking of great to see, actually looking for an opportunity towards his bottom side as All Out going to be used. Doran actually still getting a lot of work done as the Vaultbreaker is avoided. Faker teleports in. Perfect in a little bit of trouble. Chains connect though from BDD. They do take down the Gnar, and now T1 with a few on the floor. This is the best way to beat Skarner. It's fight them when the Skarner...
He's got the Gnar.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh dear.
Maybe.
Corruption is going to stop Ona for now. They're focusing the Skarner and actually doing a fair bit of damage here as Doctom. We're going to try and still get these autos in. Carrier dives forward, playing pretty good defense, but so is Perfect. Able to knock him back. KT surviving for what feels like such a long time, and cease and desist is still up and available. Smash. Is he going to do it? That killer instinct, he dives into the backline, the Magnus Storm, the immediate reaction, and BDD smashes him into the wall. It is still Otacon buff that's available, so T1 can pretty happily do this, as Carrier managing to survive for way too long. They take the 100 gold from him, but they lose their Varus and their Vi. BDD, the Chain Lash comes in, he dodges the boulder, and the chains are not quite long enough. Oh, T1 can now move back towards the Baron.
KT Rolster, if they lose this fight decisively, I mean, they might not have a way back in this game.
Yeah, Vegas teleport just about to come back up again as Wei goes in, finds a solar flare. Super Mega Death Rocket landing as Carrier so incredibly low. Doran, no option, cannot do anything, and there goes the Drake as well. It's beautifully played here for KT to make. Now Doran looking for that angle. They poke Shelly in the eye. Let's see whether they do manage to lock this one down. That's the steal from Ona. That gets them the feats of strength, but can they win the team fight? Doran already going to go down. Doctom getting excited, and the essence is picked up by BDD. Throws the Orb of Deception through, and it looks like KT just wanted to get out of there, but Faker says no! Doctom goes down, and BDD has to flash to get out of the way. Spirit Fire going to give him that extra movement speed.
Top turret is an opportunity for
Oh, BDD dives on top of Ona. Solar Flare is going to stun him up there as well. He gets heals, but it's not going to be enough. And now Cuz, Warrior Trickster over, looks for the Cyclone, gets the knock up. Super Mega Death Rocket connects. Smash gets over the wall though, and that Shock Blast does not land. They may need to take a Consolation Carrier, and there it is. Cuz going to be able to knock down that kill, and with 2 dead, one of them being...
Again, KT walking a fine line here on this Dragon.
Yeah, Cuz already getting it so incredibly low as Ona Out of vision right now. Faker actually engaging onto Waze. Not really the priority target. There's the Cyclone into the back line. Faker gets interrupted. No heroic charge for him. As now Smash might have his first death of the series, but no! He arcane shifts away! Keeps himself alive. It is going to be soul point for KT. They kill Owner. It is probably still a great trade for them. But the fact that Smash survives, that's sick. And Doran trying to get on in here as Doctom able to get the Flame Chompers down. Leap Strike to avoid them. Doctom gets taunted, but he does have the barrier. Can he keep himself alive? The answer's no. And there's the knock-up onto Cuz as well. Warrior Trickster comes in. He gets, oh my goodness, the Cinders to keep him alive. As, oh, Doran, you didn't want to take that one. As the turret is going to finish him off. Yeah. Oh, the zap. Oh, even gets the cat. Does he die, though? Dead. Yeah, because, yeah, Smash just chases him down, has the extra movement speed from the Inspire, and it is so doomed. Like, this should be just Baron. Maybe we're being hasty. No, I don't think we're being too hasty having this discussion, as Faker is going to get caught out momentarily, going to get stopped by those Flame Chompers, as Wei is dead, but can they kill Faker? The Cyclone comes in, and yes, they can! Carrier to go down as well, and the resets are starting to come through. BDD does need to be careful, because Smash, oh, he gets charmed, and he immediately just Arcane Shift, cleanses, gets out. Doctom almost just dies to that True Shot barrage. And remember, there's a man advantage for KT, but it doesn't feel like it because Smash is here, and he's looking to just take matters into his own hands. Doran going golden at about 0 health. The zaps are connecting. You have to kill Smash, KT. You have to kill him, otherwise he will kill all of you. As Perfect gets on top of him, there's the shutdown. And KT, they lose no one. Maybe and it's an ace, and that's Infernal Soul.
Maybe we were hasty, Alice. Every time you doubt KT, every time it's a unanimous prediction against them. But Smash disadvantage. KT don't have that guy, but still, even he can't get it
dear, Faker teleported in as well. That tower is not long for the world, and they lose the GOAT at the same time. Perfect is dealing with this, but what is going on? They're 1-3-1, and they're taking everything on the map.
Now they have a upon Blitzman issue, especially because
they're running at Doctom, who is once again taking too much damage. That is another True Shot barrage. He just walks too slow, ladies and gentlemen. Now KT trying to make up for it. Carrier gonna go down. Owner goes golden, but it does not save him. And everyone's just in the KT blender. Cuz looking for it, taking matters into his own hands, gets the extended range on the Q, and Smash goes down. Doran is tank jacks. I don't know what he's supposed to really do here. He goes golden a little bit, and then BDD takes him down. And Faker is running for the hills.
Baron. I think this pushing rather than Elder is definitely the way.
Yep, not wanting to take the risk here, but it does give them an opportunity. Oh, BDD makes the play, catches Carrier, and the zap almost lands. Smash able to create the distance over. Faker is dead, and Wei is now pushing forward. KT not risking this Elder buff at all, and it is only Smash left alive. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He takes down Wei. At least he gets that one, but it is 3 games. It was always going to be 3 games. He won't be able to reset in time to get over here if they do want to fight this. Equalizer could be important as Wind becomes Lightning, not going to connect. Neither does the Never Move, but the hook is going to be there. They do get on top of Carrier, who does get the quickness off. Smash taking a lot of damage. Grand Starfall does bring him in. The Demon Flare available for BDD is Cuz staying alive for so long. Doesn't have Flash though, so he is going to die. BDD just trying to do his best to get a kill anywhere, and it straight up doesn't work. That was a complete collapse from KT, and T1 should be able to grab. Moving down. T1 just have so much damage if they do decide to turn, and they have decided to turn. In comes Doran, looking for that equalizer angle as Public Execution as they dive in on top of Faker. Can they actually kill him, though? The answer is yes, but they'll lose their Nautilus for it. Cuz has that Crescent Guard. BDD just trying to get this Demon Flare to do some more damage. It does do a fair bit off the back end as Cuz locks down the Rift Herald, and that was a better fight for KT.
Yeah, that was, you know, you could start to see some of the Swain value in those types of extended exchanges. Like, we'll be able to stop this back as well. Oh, maybe not.
Flashing on top of BDD. The Never Move does connect, but he doesn't want to bring him closer. There's the Sith Lightning! And BDD grabs the solo.
If it's KT having to get to the fight second and show up, their engages aren't necessarily as robust. They're more strong defensively.
Oh, Wei is going to find Owner here. Just puts up the door, or the shield. And Cuz is going to go in. Doran not going to overcommit to this one, or is he? Equalizer goes down. It's onto BDD and Cuz, and now Carrier looks for the opportunity, gets into that back line. The Ziggs explodes. The entire bottom lane is just already dead. BDD doing a fair bit of work, but it is not enough. Cuz trying to stay alive, the flash does not work, and T1 will wipe the floor with KT.
Yeah, you know, can't win a Dragon fight because we have Baron buff also. Like, there's just no losing.
There's another equalizer that comes down as Doctom is going to flash into Faker and just pop like a balloon. Faker just bouncing around his ultimate, looking absolutely cool while he does so. And T1, they just kill 3, and they're able to move even further forward. Perfect has decided that he just wants to try and take whatever they can, but I think he's going to be required back home because there is an invasion as T1 look to take down their first inhibitor of the game. And look for even more. Maybe they're just done with this game as Doran is just flashing on top of BDD, who just dies. Oh my god, Perfect. Maybe he shouldn't have come home. Maybe he should have actually stayed in the top lane because this game is over. Nexus Turret 1 is going to go down. Nexus Turret 2 is surely to follow. And Wei, yeah, he spent a little bit of time outside of the fountain, but I think he wants back in. Please end his misery, and T1 will acquiesce. That is the game.
Lost experience as well.
Well, he's just flashed on in and flash. There it is from Carry. Amazing engage, and they just did not respect that. He is doing something special. I'm just not sure it's the right thing. As the ult is going to go in on a Padak, and there's the follow-up. It's as easy as that. You press your R, and even Israel can't do anything, as Peter also is going to die. Smash now 3-0. Owner 2-0-2.
Faker may...
He's got Flash and one more Spirit Rush, and he also has Charm. He's going to try to hold on to the Flash. It's going to bite him in the butt as Peter does follow Flash, and he just dies. Meanwhile, T1 up in the top lane are just bullying casting once again. They're doing a great job of making the rookie's life really difficult as this guy is not getting out alive once again. It'll be 0-2. Meanwhile, they're taking the mid turret. You know, I'm not scared to try to force this Rift Herald.
Faker having TP.
Yeah, I think this is a mistake. The Ezreal is just so incredibly dead. There's just no play in the game for Padak. He showed up to the LCK. He's like, I'm ready to play. And T1 said no. Because Peter's going to die too. BDD is teleporting away from the fight. So he's also losing his teleport.
Penta and ties Zeka, and then the game ends. That'd be cool.
That could happen.
It's unlikely, but I mean, I won't count him out.
It would require KT to fight them. I think that's the last thing they want to do, but they're going to be forced to as this kill does go to Smash. Okay, there you go. There's the one. We'll see how many more he can get as Peter goes into his ult. Carrier is tanky enough, just barely, with the Galio. Nice charm here from Faker.
Can we get two?
Comes in from Flash, or from Smash rather. Oh no, Owner stole one away.
Oh.
But it's all right. The Penta is denied, and Smash will get up to 13. And Peter says, well, do I go in or do I just go to the base? He's going to try his best because he's Peter. It's another kill over to Smash. 14 in his first game back. 2v2. That's 20.
Okay, hold up.
Oh, the flash on in, but Peter in a bit of trouble. He will go down. Pretty straightforward. There goes Padak as well. Those throw in the barrier, but it's not quite enough. And that is a couple of kills going the way of T1.
Assert your dominance in mid lane.
Okay, well,
here we go. This is an angle.
yeah, they're trying to force here on an Owner who is just going to try to flash away, but it's very difficult to get away from this comp. The follow-up is huge, and KT prove it once again.
After this Herald crash instead. T1 playing so respectfully, backing up though. Faker may get caught.
He's just stuck here in the bush. He's going to have to flash, and not even the disengage cone is going to help him as BDD sits him down.
What a shove. Absolutely insane predict from BDD.
Yeah.
Or just a complete coincidence, but I'm going to say insane predict.
It was planned. And now, TP coming in. T1 want to fight this. They want to fight on their terms. They're going to press their buttons in the aggressive direction, this time for the first time in this game. And now they do shut down BDD, who did have Flash. That ult was not great from Smash. Is now going to get into that backline. The follow-up is there. Smash in a lot of trouble. And they are able to get the shutdown onto the AD carry of T1. That's a double kill as well. And KT beginning to gain some momentum in this game.
Doran here playing with fire as well if you wanted to do a deep flank. It's actually, in fact, going to be Faker who goes that route, though. Don't know about that.
Well, they're going to turn off the lights. They get into that back line, and one stun on the Smash is enough. He's totally zoned by Renekton, and he has to flash away. But look at the damage right now from the Nocturne. At least they get the Ash. As now Smash tries to get in, but he just dies. As he was isolated the entire fight. They don't have an AD carry. Cuz is going to get blown up by Faker, and they still have this Mbessa as well. T1 trying to fight this one out. It's a very close one. Faker still full health against 3 low health bars, but he doesn't have a front line anymore. Trying to pull a Chovy here. We'll see if he can do it.
The same thing.
But
you saw Chovy do it with no health, but
yeah,
Baker's
just
not,
run away.
Yeah, he's not going to have the same opportunity this time around.
Ends, and that's what Victor wants to do, is be that AP carry.
Well, trying to punish Peter here. That's a lot into the Leona, but nobody is there just yet. You see the follow-up is coming through, though. BDD makes his way over. Cuz there as well. The charm comes in from Carrier, but no follow-up is there on a BDD. Finally, Faker will put an end to Cuz, who unfortunately got caught in the crossfire. And now T1, nice little pick. And oh, very nice max range from Doran. Gonna catch out the Talia and get the job done as T1 beginning to show what their pick comp can do as the stun comes in from Faker. Excellent position. And that is 3 kills as KT fall 1 by 1.
This is what T1 can...
That inner.
KT still can win this game as Smash is the target.
He's got Cleanse, but he doesn't have a splash. They're really trying desperately to take him down, and now he gets the huge ultimate onto so many that were desperately trying to dive into him, and there is the value from the MF. And the follow-up is swift from T1. KT overextend, and it's just going to be a clean, straight-up ace 29 minutes into the game as they will look to potentially
second game that KT played well, just comes to a crashing end.
Yeah, the crash down from the rel we did not see. And yeah, the Nexus will fall here. T1 will just have their fun. Doran gets killed right at the end, but it doesn't matter. It's still a relatively clean 2.
And I feel like T1 right now is looking like a good moment as Faker wants to catch up and pick up Peter. Deadly Flourish doesn't find the mark though, and I think this rel is just dead. Teleport to come in from the Rumble. There's a teleport also from the Galio that doesn't quite work out, but that Blast Cone is working out here, and Doctarm looking to try and turn this. Good knock-up onto Doran there as the heroic entrance comes through, and now the taunt will set up for the 4th bullet. Doran's still alive for so long as they take down the Galio. They get rid of the Viegos. Gumayushi is caught and thrown in under the turret, but they're unable to kill him. Faker is still at such high health, and BDD hits the floor. T1 walk away the huge victors in this fight, and Peter still wanting a little bit more off the back end. Don't think they're going to quite find it as Deadly Flourish, actually. Let's see whether Doctarm can do anything. As Ona going in one more time. Dancing Grenade value going to be pretty high, but not high enough as Peter hits the deck as well. As Cuz looking for a potential gank onto Faker, but instead he just finds the entirety of T1 and dies. The Galio comes in, Gumayushi will get knocked up. Peter's alongside him, Emperor's Divide picks up Guma, but he dashes his way out. He looks like he's going to be safe as Doctarm actually flashing in to get on top of him. The Equalizer does a lot of damage, but so does BDD. Faker trying to get out of there, Doctarm. He needs another bullet, but does not have it. And KT now just running for the hills. In the meantime, Ona is just destroying be set up as there's a shattering strike. Okay, Ona taking a lot of damage. Heartbreaker comes forward. Cuz is now another jungler as he looks to get on top of Carrier. Great knock-up just to interrupt. And now the resets fly through. Doran, though, gets the equalizer down. BDD is going to greet him as Deadly Flourish will go wide. Look at how low these health bars are as the Otacon is looking terrifying. And that is 2.5k kills for BDD. Congratulations. It's still a really hard game.
We're going to fight, but the rest of the team needs to make something happen quickly.
Yep. Casting can always get in if someone does decide to go for an engage. That looks like it's going to be Peter. Let's see whether he can get the angle as Cuz gonna get blocked off the equalizer. Great position to keep the Viego out as Peter is actually out of there. He steals a heal! How the heck did he even get in? He's gonna withdraw as well, and I think that KT will say, Worth, you do not need to fight. You do not need to fight.
You don't suffer as much if you die.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit concerned for KT right now, but...
Are you sure? Because I've seen our players play as, okay, this is looking a bit stronger. Doran is just dead. He had no equalizer, of course, so at least into this game.
Definitely gives you a confidence boost.
Peter's dead. Well, he's not dead. Emperor's Divide is going to deliver Ona as well. Let's see what they can find here as he's dueling against Cuz. Ona able to flash out, though, denies the reset as Carrier does fall. Still, it's a gorgeous charm there from Faker, who's just keeping control of this Galio, and everyone is going to be withdrawing.
Oh, no.
As Faker is going in, does have another charge of the Spirit Rush, is wondering when to use it. Does find the charm here onto Casting as Ona setting up for it. That is a Justice Punch as Casting trying to get himself out of there. The culling will cut him down though. And down goes BDD as well. It's a double for Gumayusi as KT trying to find some follow-up kills as the charm this time will go wide. They need to buy like, okay, never mind. They are so far away from their base. And now T1 are looking to cut them down once again. Casting in an awkward spot. Magnetstorm connects onto just Faker as now Owner goes in and buys so much space. Casting able to flash his way out, but Owner is able to follow him. Doran goes golden in the nick of time as well as KT are just losing members one after the other. But BDD finding a huge shuffle. Oh, Gumayusi, my God, the damage is absurd. And BDD is still here. The Sand Soldiers are set up and he goes golden just in time. But he is the last man and BDD cannot do it alone. That's what we've been learning this whole year. And T1 will walk forward and finish off game one.
I feel like some of the fights can make it work.
Yeah, Peter gonna come on over. They find the cocoon onto Gumayusi. He's taking a lot of damage. Does have the bailout as Cuz gonna have to get out of there as well. There's the repel, and Peter is gonna get Fate's Call back. Guma able to go down there as it is Cuz picking up the kill. BDD moving over another cocoon, grasping more, and Peter is taking control of this bottom lane. BDD loses half of his health bar, and Owner says, I know what time it is. They're ganking my bottom lane. I'm killing Casting again. Let's see whether he can actually get this one down as Doran goes in, finds the slice and dice. He's tanking up that turret, and down goes the Aatrox.
There's a cluster of all-lady carry jump, but he comes.
Whoa! Oh! There's a flash. The flash comes out from Carrier, but it doesn't quite work. He's taking so much damage, but the hostile takeover is too good. Casting has to flash away as Cuz. A lot of damage there available as BDD coming on over. That is gorgeous amounts of CC being thrown out by the way. The Infernal Chains will connect. Another knock-up as Gumayusi trying to run, but he's not going to get anywhere, and it's a double kill for BDD on the way. Gumayusi can start a fight whenever they would like to. Looks like T1 want to as well. The arrow is going to sail over. Hostile takeover working out. BDD goes golden, but now Doran is in amongst the fight. Casting as well, though, with that World Ender getting some work done. They take down the Renekton, but the Aatrox cannot survive, and the Chaos Storm is just massive. T1 finally finding themselves a team fight.
Beautiful engage there from T1, getting right on the BDD, and it was
getting
so
all that Fury. Dominus has been popped down to 50%. As Arrow going to get tanked, Fate's Call going to pull Peter back as Doran going to be the target. He flashes away. As now KT off the Baron for the moment. Doran in an awkward position as Peter finds another cocoon. Casting gets over the wall, but now the rest of T1 move on over, and Casting has been cornered off. The flash over from Cuz is decent, but Peter is just dead. This Arcane Storm is so scary, and Owner gets on in there. The flash on forward, Casting trying to find these Qs, but T1 are a freight train, and Doctom is dancing, but I just don't know whether he's got the tune, and he does not. Down goes Casting as well. It's a catastrophe for KT, and T1 may just win the game right here.
KT putting a great F.
Sion is missing.
Well, there's the knock-up from Doran immediately. Doctom trying to get out of there, but Peter, he is just dead. Carry going to take the long way around as Doctom throws some sticks into him, but that is the value already. And this, it's a tale as old as time. We've seen this Sion play for so many years.
But not the case here. We do see, though, BDD looking for a possible roam. Does get spotted, but they are quite low. Guma has his sums, but I think they can look to dive there.
I mean, he's just walking in. The Rune Prison is going to be so powerful as flashes come out everywhere, and there's another kill onto Doctom to start this one off. A 1-for-1, but T1 will 100% take that. Both summoners do come out of it in. Like you say, Perfect does have that ram available. That's going to need to get the value. Let's see whether Cuz can win this 50-50 as he gets in. The train going to completely miss here as another one comes through and gets a double knock-up. Owner in the sky forever. Cuz gets the Peter down, and oh my God, Peter with the Pop Blossom. BDD off to the side, though, unable to find the value in T1. Still standing up, but they've lost one extra in the fight. And I don't think they want this 3 versus 4. Oh, this is dangerous. BDD moving in. Perfect on a flank angle, but not quite here in time. As they do manage to get the slowdown. The ram! Perfect with the sick play! As the Dragon is now forgotten. Perfect trying to get out of there. The Pop Blossom somewhat interrupted as Owner going down so low, but gets the drive-by smite to deny the soul point. Still, these health bars are so extraordinarily low, and Cuz is just spinning around in the Dragon Pit for some reason. He flashes to get himself out of the way.
Enemy champions not giving KT really an opportunity to respond. If you're trying to fight your way from these choke points...
There's the run more forward as BDD. He puts the spider up into the sky. Gumayushi has to Valkyrie to get himself out of the way as Peter may have overstepped as the Fate's Call needs to be invested. And the train comes on through. The block from Peter. I don't even know whether he needed to do that. It was the clone anyway. They take down Doran. The train is going to set up the onto everyone as KT look to put T1 in the ground. The Arcane Storm doing a fair bit of work there though. And once again, the trade is not actually that bad here for T1 as the two damage.
I'll be shocked if they don't, and there it is, giving the upgrade. I'm pretty sure over the Dokdam, there's it, but they're too late on the Dragon.
Yeah, Blade of the Ruined King does come in, but yeah, this Dragon should be taken because of Cycloning. Never mind, it's going to be a 50-50. Let's see who's going to be able to take it down. It's Ona that locks it up as Doran will sacrifice himself because so exceptionally low. And somehow the Scion is still alive. PDD right in amongst it. He is going to have to be the one-man army though as T1 are running them over. And PDD cannot do it alone. KT just kind of throw it away in the river. The owner insect loves it. The Ornn loves it. And the Nico especially likes it. They don't like this though as a Cocoon does go down because getting on into the pit here and it's just gone. That's going to be Hextech. Soul as the Ram comes in. Triple knock-up as now they're just going to be backing away. Faker in a decent position as Ona going forward. Tries to find it once again but he gets knocked up. The Cyclone onto everyone. The Pop Blossom as well. His gorgeous follow-up as a flash out from BDD. He's trying to keep himself alive. His Dokdam is now untouched. Hopping around the fight, Gumayushi not going to get rendered down this time. However, KT have found the angle and Guma doesn't have the option. The train leader will be taken down, but KT, they have 4 left, and they're looking to knock down the Nexus here in game number 1.
Owner's here with Volt. The counter dive is ready.
Yep, the Paranoia set up, and KT, they don't even know that he's here just yet. There's the Paranoia going down. They catch them underneath the turret as Doran. So low, but he keeps himself alive. And Dokdam going to be taken out. The flash is immediate after Cuz as Ona gets on over there. The headbutt to try and save the Jarvan. They might be able to do that, but it is still a lost play for KT unless BDD can make something happen. And he almost does here as there's the flash forward. The flash away from Faker, and he keeps himself up.
Goes in.
Can he look for it? Can he actually find the 1v1? Is now BDD. He needed to avoid that one, the last auto, and BDD makes it happen.
Grubs are being taken here. We might have another team fights on our hands. Peter has his ultimate, so does Owner.
Yep, first 2 already taken. Paranoia comes on through here as the Cow trying to defend the rest of his team. The Pulverize is good. The Paranoia does nothing. Owner's just going to be taken out. Another kill for BDD. A cataclysmic engage from Cuz as Faker has got into the Shroud. Carrier looking to get out of that with that added mobility. And that is almost Faker taken down. The arrow. Piercing arrow. And it's Carrier that's the target, and Dokdam doesn't quite. For KT, piercing arrow coming down is now Doran looking to start off the fight. The exhaust comes through, but Doran not really getting too much done. Is now so deep his owner, but he takes down the Varus and flashes away. There's that cataclysm we were talking about, but they've lost so much of the damage. There it is from Faker, finds the ulti, but doesn't go in on the backflip towards Cuz.
Actual combo of the equalizer and the power in teamfights it has to be used.
They're going in. They're going to find the angle once again as, yep, Dokdam not allowed to play the game as once more Carrier goes forward, finds the quickness one more time. The equalizer this time is going to come in. The Pulverize on top as they take down Doran, but it's a 2-for-1. KT still fighting uphill, and there is a stun on a BDD. Locking him down. He gets under the turret. That is still a man advantage here for T1, and a Dragon free for the taking.
And the heroics from Peter means that the fight isn't a blow-up, but T1's still so happy with that.
Okay, well, let's see whether Cuz can get in there. Of course, it's a job, and he can travel a lot of distance as Doran going on over. They do manage to take it down. Cuz goes in maybe a little bit too late, and the Deadly Flourish comes on through, but Carrier is already dead. Cuz getting taken down lower and lower as they get in, but Dokdam still goes down. Doran in trouble. He will be taken out, but not before he gets his stake. And now Ona coming on in. BDD not able to get out of the way, and that is another one. Gumayushi cleans up, and T1 just watching KT circling this drain. Vision going down into this brush. Multiple wards coming on in, but the control ward's certainly working out here for KT.
So
BDD
much damage.
misses the charm. And just watch for the Deadly Flourish. Doran dashing forward, finds that snip, and there are the curtains. Gumayusi just making sure that they are unable to get anywhere near this, but that is going to be the pickoff onto Carrier. The auto is in the air and BDD is able to lock it down. Now he gets another charge. Gumayusi taking a bit of damage. The Nocturne is the one that secures this Dragon for T1 though. And now T1 look for the re-engage. The hail of arrows is from the grave as the Nocturne, the Jhin, the damage is coming through, and Faker with the perfect execution going to help lock down this Jarvan, cause nothing he can do. Does have an unbreakable will. And now they're looking to try and turn this one. The spell shield just doesn't quite work there from Owner as he gets over the wall. He's inside the Cataclysm. The Pulverize, no, it's a grand entrance from Carrier that locks him down. There's the Pulverize, but it's too late, and it does not do anything. BDD, though, he's got a really cool hat, and he's got some resets. Gumayusi is Captain Jack, though. He cleanses it, and he's able to get the triple kill here for T1. They're looking for a Baron, and I don't think KT are coming back in this one. Trying to get the work done as now Peter possibly overextended the flash forward. The flash in response from Peter. Oh! And first blood for Doctom. It will be a 1-for-1 as Gumayusi's able to lock that one down. And he does have the advantage in health. But still, that was a sick play. Doctom is level 6, never mind. As okay, Owner coming in, driving forward. The Arcane Shift is fantastic. That's a decent true shot barrage as well, but now Peter is looking worse for wear. Winter's Wrath not going to quite get too much done as here is Faker! But he gets stunned up immediately! That was fantastically played, and they take down the Azir. They have to trade Peter for it, but man, that could have been so much worse for KT, cause read it like a book as Doran, with that Dominus now proc, Doctom playing out of his mind, but he will get cosmically bound. And the magical journey will get T1 to safety.
And still team fight. Skarner comps, you're never really going to count them out as
well. There's a flash in. It's a decent buffer as the Tempered Fate goes down. Owner looks for the crash onto Peter, and it doesn't get the stun as the exhaust doing so much work onto Cuz, but both junglers getting taken down so low. Gumayusi having to go so far forward as they do both fall, and the wall goes down. The flashes, they come in, and the seismic shove just barely missing onto Carrier, and Faker decides, nah man, I ain't going in on that one. That was a very cute fake out as, my goodness, that could have been a disaster. Seismic shove this time, he's going to connect, and Peter is there to follow up BDD with a big old rock right on top of the pigeon, and he goes down.
Just in the action, Atlas.
Let's do it again, baby. As the Ocean Drake down to 50%, Cuz in position. This is likely to be another 50-50, unless it's not. Owner is holding them in position. Well, not a whole lot happens. He does manage to lock down the Dragon, and they kill BDD. True Shot Barrage doing so much work, though, as it's a Cloud Soul. That's really cool. Still, it's Doctom with the kill. Cuz still wanting to find more. Has T1 in an awkward spot on the map. Cuz able to create the distance. A 3 versus 3 as the flash forward comes in from Doran. And out goes Perfect. He has to flash, though, and Doran decides, all right, I guess I'll just kill your turret.
Big win for Doran. And T1, get the Dragon. That's the big thing. Cloud Soul.
Oh, dear. Doran is underneath the turret, and he just gets obliterated. Just is. Yeah, Telecom War will dictate itself.
It exists.
As, all right, Seismic Shove going to collect. Carrier here momentarily, the Impale only onto Cuz, and he's okay with that as Faker goes in, but he doesn't find the angle for the Emperor Survive because he doesn't have it yet. Seismic Shove connects, and Faker and Owner both go down. Doctom doing so much damage as Doran is killing Perfect again in this bottom lane. Yeah, the Crocodile is going to become a huge problem, but KT do win a team fight. We can celebrate both, I guess, individually. Yeah. All right, Cuz looking for a bit of an angle here as the Seismic Shove does pull him back. That is a lot of damage. Tempered Fate holds him in position, though. It kind of nullifies the Impale at the same time, and there's a kill for the Yarg. The Emperor's Divide connects onto 3, but Faker is still taking so much damage, and Doctom is untouched. True Shot Barrage not quite doing enough, and Doran gets on top of the Ezreal. No flash left. He's Cullen, the Meek, and that is exactly what KT are in the eyes of this Crocodile. T1 crushed the fight off the back of Doran, and he's underneath the turret yet again. Gumayusi possibly in a little bit of trouble as the turret, he's tanking it, so he's just dead. Now Doran having to run away, and Perfect is still alive. Cuz is now able to try and help him in this 1v1 as the Ghoulie Wall goes up, and the Crocodile might go down.
What are we doing?
I have no idea. I think they're all dead. The team fighting Yorick is ready to play.
Carrier!
Seismic shove going to connect. They're looking for the chain CC. Onto the body, flashes, but he's not going to get away. And that is another kill going over to Doctom.
Oh, Croc! Did they see him? He
the
showed up!
flanking angle, and now Doctom having to deal with this prehistoric monster. Cuz looking for the re-engage, but he doesn't find the ulti. And it's a double for Guma. Doran now is a freight train, and T1. They launch their way forward. The Undertaker is going to have to be used for his own teammates.
This TF locked in lane. As Faker obviously could join a lot earlier. There it is.
Yeah, there's the Destiny to come on through as Peter does flash for the stand beside me, but there's a Hextech ultimatum there from Doran. He wants to lock them all in place, and now Doctom is trying to get this damage down. Faker is very low as they do kill the Braum, but it's Doctom. Do the feathers work? The answer is no. It's a double kill for Doran, continuing his onslaught here of the road to MSI. And that is going to be another kill. Feats of strength in the blink here of on
Oh
this eye. top side. KT gonna overload. And
baiting
that's
who?
already happened. Exactly right. Featherstorm goes down. The answer is there as Doran flashes away. The ulti from Peter is so good though as Doctom flashes out. And Doran is gonna be taken down. Public execution does nothing though. So that should be the end of this fight unless Perfect has found the angle. And Faker elects to gold card the Braum.
Yeah, but no. There's too many people. Oh. Reinforcements right there. There's the TP coming in, but they will get the turret.
Yeah, turret gonna go down, so that's gonna go over to KT. Is now Doran gonna look to try for it once again, but Carrier goes down first. It is a kill onto the Trundle at the same time as BDD wants to single out Doran. BDD still at full health, does so much damage as Carrier going forward. He has nothing that he can do about this. And KT, they launch themselves into a gold advantage.
Not quite
Still
broken
strong,
just
but
yet.
He's actually looking to prove that as Hextech ultimatum goes down once again. He gets a big old magic shield, but oh my god, BDD making the sickest outplay. Doran is going to survive, but so is BDD.
Oh, Guma. 1 second.
Yeah, the Mega Inferno Bomb. Where is it going to land? And it doesn't kill BDD. It's, oh my god.
Peter!
Almost. That was almost the kill with the calm as it is now.
It's just gone.
It is.
Wait, Guma doesn't even have ult. No, I think this is definitely gone, but can they get out? That's the question, Atlas.
Well, there's a teleport in here from Doran. As, oh my god, he could steal it! Okay, Doran. All right, buddy. That is called redemption. And yeah, the KT fans, understandably, hands over their mouths. There was no smite.
But this is what KT wants, right? You want them to play into you, and oh my god, maybe they can actually just get it. Owner does a flash.
Mega Inferno Bomb comes in. That's a flash out from Peter. Is okay. They look for the angle and they find it. BDD is down already. They're going to try and burn the Baron.
No.
Oh god, this is such a disaster. And it's Carrier with a smite from his unsealed spellbook to cut down KT where they stand. And not like this, KT.
In time for MSI.
No, just maybe not for MSI. Maybe do it for like the LCK season coming up.
I really don't want to. You know what? For the KT fans.
As the Blade Caller going to be used, KT realizing that defending this bottom inhibitor just not going to happen. As there's the engage from Doran. They lock him down as BDD this time not able to get out of the Hextech ultimatum, but Doran is still going to fall. Carrier goes in a little late this time. As maybe it's a mullet because the public execution goes in, but still, KT feeling that little bit too far behind.
The TP!
Still, it's going to be a 2-for-1. The flash out there is BDD finding the angle.
They can slow play this!
Yep, he's on a control ward, but still he's biding his time. He can get over that wall as now Faker with a gold card in hand, but he should be taken out. Still the stun going to come through.
Perfect!
So incredibly low. Oh, BDD flashes forward, but Faker goes golden in the nick of time. It's a mistiming for BDD, and the gold card is going to connect.
No!
There's the triple kill. And we saw it. He was almost there as Doctom. Matters into his own hands, but he's still going to die. And it's a baseball bat of destiny here from Ona that locks down the ace, and the teleport comes in. T1. It is now a date with Humble Life eSports tomorrow night to see whether that ticket is for them to go to Canada
Peter's
for
almost,
MSI.
Peter's almost up.
All right, maybe I'm
hold
talking
on.
a little bit too soon. These grand stages and Faker just comes alive. It doesn't matter what his form
Doctom,
is.
no!
Doctom going to get caught. The Featherstorm does get used, and in goes Perfect. He finds it, but still, Cuz is fighting Doran, and that is not one that he can win. He's down to the GA as Faker able to sit here and wait for the gold card. Finishes them off. Magnus Storm onto 3. Carrier, he just wants to finish KT, get his mind set on Hanwha Life. SKT will lose Perfect and lose their run. It was almost a miracle, and T1 says no. We're the ones that make those happen. You can wait for the next round of the LCK. We're gonna have our shot at MSI.
Just outside of range there, because he did actually get clipped by the pop blossom.
Oh boy. That was a very, very close one. And now the hook comes in once again. They got the exhaust, they got the root down, and all of a sudden Guma's in so much trouble. And down he will go. First blood given over to Duckdom. Keria desperate for something back.
He's not
gonna get
afraid.
it. Calculated, Chronicler.
That's my roller coaster right there. Getting a kill in the 2v2.
Oh, just gonna try to go for the kill, and he sets it up, Peter. What has gotten into this man? What is going on?
Peter was their biggest liability. Oh, no.
Well,
No, wait, let him live.
no. Phase rush. Oh, no, he hit the minions. One more Q, wait for the...
Oh, he
Yeah.
read him.
Easy.
Read him like a book. If he gets the dodge there and he lives, oh my, I was just about to say, because now it sounds like I was being mean to Peter, I was going to say their biggest liability.
Let's see how this one's gonna go. Looks like KT want to fight, especially Peter's probably
Oh,
pretty
we're
good.
full committing.
Full commit, 100% 5v5 on the Mountain Drake. T1 don't want to give it up, and they're gonna just go for the straight up engage. Owner is going to be okay. It goes over the rise as Baker gonna smite it down with his abilities. Nice engage here from the Nico. Keria sets it up, but the damage isn't quite there. The hook from Peter is huge, but they don't quite have the health bars. And Owner just stays alive and shuts everybody down. It's a full ace to T1.
Fight, because it's just gone.
Yeah, there is no fight.
Are we
Wait,
playing?
what's the teleport?
Are we playing for the exit? We're playing for the exit.
Okay, looking for the, they're really going way too deep for this. The Cassiopeia ult is gigantic. Down goes the Nautilus, but Dorn's nearly dead. The flash from Keria catches 4. Immediately shuts down the fight, and any idea that KT had of winning it is thrown out the window, and T1 will win this game.
Two-man carry at the mid. Setting up for a contest towards the Grubs here.
All right, well, it's going to find a couple of guys here and gets impaled as well. Just not fair, but Keria, he base checks and he gets punished for it. Con, it should be fine, right?
We always saw Nocturne in the area, like I...
Oh, no way. What?
I swear, everyone on that team will steal your objective. And I know that Owner's supposed to, but not like that.
I am curious about horsepower because I heard that,
Isn't it just actually like...
well, we're getting interrupted again. It looks like Cuz might go down this time around. Gets taunted after his little dig through the wall. And the question is who gets the kill. It will be Guma. Keria, of course, is diving the turret because he's got Owner on the follow-up. And the dive comp, which is this far ahead, just gets to do whatever they want. Gonna get the taunt down. Don't need to kill the turret because, you know, that makes it more interesting and more cool when you go for the dive.
No, Duckdom is stuck! He can't be efficient!
It's the Duckdom gank.
Get him, Duckers!
Get him, Ducky Duckers. Do you do enough damage before dying? Dorn got the kill!
No!
Okay, all right, he did it. 701 gold.
Well, that's still a disaster.
Ducky's back in the game.
He's still got the counter kill. And now the gold is reset.
He's back in the game.
Try and make... Oh, no. Oh, no. They're coming from so different ends. It's Keria!
Keриa's TP, and they can't see him. They don't know. And it's just the Omega flank into the Galio onto 3. And there you go. The Impale does go out down onto Owner, so maybe they can get the Nocturne here, but the Feathers will get the job done. And Guma says, good night. See you later. Triple kill into the stolen Quadra by Faker. I don't think he's going to care about that one. He had his pentakill stolen earlier. And yeah, I think the series is done, Chronicler.
That was like, what, like 4 levels in game 1? And it also didn't matter.
I think I would go for Keria. Maybe it's just my bias, but I think that's what I would do.
So I did vote for Owner initially, but I had to pivot. The comp plays are just too crazy.
He is a take-backer.
I am. I'm a flip-flopper.
Wow.
Call me Raz.
All right, Raz. They're going to engage, and yeah, they're going to take down the Poppy. Dorn maybe in a little bit of trouble. He is very tanky, though, and eventually does go down. Looks like he was just trying to tank for the team as they take down the Nexus. Guma. Oh, he's actually going to be taken down right before the Nexus does explode. I'm sure he's okay with that.
And enable Duckdom. I think this comp is actually really dangerous, right? They have 3 big threats in Xin Zhao, Ryze, and Sivir. And then obviously Nico adds a good amount of damage as well as Faker.
gank Faker. Estrada's oldest time. They're really trying to do enough here as the flash comes out. The Realm Morph is in, but the binding keeps him alive. And Keria keeping his brother alive here is great. The chains are going to be dodged, actually, but still a ton of damage coming forward, and Faker's rejoining as KT did go pretty deep for this one, but they got the follow-up here from Duckdom. Is it enough, though? I wonder. T1 continuing to go forward. They'll pick up the Nico as well. And Duckdom says, well, I'm not going to take the 1v3, so sorry, guys.
Yeah, but Noel.
Noel, no flash
way.
here for Faker. The flash comes in from Way, and the burst damage should be enough, because, ooh, he's barely going to live. As TP coming in, Doran looking for the angle, and he is Zambessa, so I don't think you're getting away from that. He's just trying to line it up here. As, no, he's just going to flash on in instead. And now he's going to ult in, catches BDD right in front of the Scion, does not care at all. And now the rest of the team is looking to collapse. Here comes Owner. And the magical journey into everybody, they just do not care. As the Sealed Fate does come in. And yeah, everybody's just caught and everybody is trapped. This game, Chronicler, might just be over right here. Might be looking at highlight 2 in this one as Guma gonna pick up the triple kill and picks up his 4th of the contest. Good job of showing the real groups. You know, we have our construct groups as in goes Doran on to 3 once again. This time he's got a lot of backup as the chain's gonna come down, and there it is. Keria gonna keep them alive. He's got the redemption as well. Guma's totally fine, and now Doran able to access that back line. As will he go down? No, the shield comes out, and he's desperately just trying to dash away. He lives against all of that damage and all of KT. And it just doesn't matter. There really isn't much of KT left. Like crustacean.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to. Is it just crunk? Yeah.
Ooh, little hook here, and Way. Uh-oh. He's gonna be okay, I guess, but he doesn't have much health, Chronicler.
No, he has the base. The only upside for KT is that Wukong is not the best early diver, so maybe Duckdom is okay. I don't think
he's okay.
I think you should run over Cuz. That's a good idea.
Yep, the hook comes in. There's the knockup. That's the combo with the Jin. And the 4th shot to the face as first blood for T1. Yeah, pretty big wave.
I think they can,
yeah, a lot of range minions are coming in. And that is the stun coming down. Doran, pretty tanky. Way will not go down, but Doran finally gets taken out because is going to be going down himself. And so it took them way too long for them to get the kill.
Just keeps going in for these trades. Needs to be careful though, because Keria's in the area as Owner gets one grub. Probably gonna have to walk it off after that as Faker.
There's going into BDD.
Ooh, Owner saw an opening there, and they might still go.
Yeah, he's gonna catch 2. He's got the Jin for the follow-up. The damage not quite there just yet, but the health bars are still melting. The flash in from Keria, gonna catch BDD. And Faker just wants to kill the Rel. He will be able to get way down. That's a very nice lockdown from Guma on top of it. And already the game is opened wide.
Zinni is, you know, Zinni's still out there. One day we're
trying
gonna
to kill Doran.
I mean, yeah, but Keria's here, and also Guma. I'm telling you, he's running up.
Yeah, we got exhaust here as well. It's a ton of damage into Doran, but once again, Wade's just tanking it up. The hook comes through, but actually, it's going to be Duckdom who goes down. As
no, Jin's here. Jin's here.
Yeah, and immediately in a lot of trouble. The lockdown is going to miss, but the curtains are called. There's 1. There's 3. He is going to pick up the 2nd kill with that 3rd shot. And Guma just cleans up and says, thank you very much for the dive. Bart.
Like an emote?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't see.
And we're diving.
Okay, again.
We're doing it again.
Again!
And this time, you know, it might just work. He's trying to get on in. The Valkyrie used for damage as, ooh, last shot.
No,
do quite a bunch. And
cut the tape! Cut the tape!
Here's the whole team! The whole team is here, and the damage is actually pretty good from the Blitzcrank even. A nice wall is going to deny, but it's still a double kill now as the equalizer is going to just barely scrape Gumayusi's toe.
Bro. Okay.
He's got flash. He's
out. He's out.
Okay.
He's out. Is this what it's come down to?
Just any win for KT. We're on board. Duckdom. Oh, he's going to barrier, and now Guma. Very, very close, but he's got a lot of range on Duckdom. The flash in, and it's easy for Guma. Makes Duckdom look a little bit silly for sticking around to get that wave.
Well, I guess in the extended play, it's still a win for T1 because they got that mid kill. Gonna contest this Drake, and I need to see an actual good 5v5. We need to see a multi-man combo from Way. We need to see a possible pick.
Oh, they're trying to get a pick. It's not going to work, though. Guma just walks away. They're trying to get Keria here, but he's just going to go into the Rift Herald of all things, and now he's the one engaging onto them. Oh, it's not fair. Owner, though, is going to be taken out, but that is the only angle that KT have. As, well, maybe able to take that. No, not going to happen. Meanwhile, Keria just slams into the mid turret because why not? Yeah, this game is over, guys. 16 minutes in. I don't know what to say.
So sidestep there on the grenade.
He asked if he has flash.
Gets the auto, but as you highlighted, Dokdam's able to barrier that one, and then right here. There's flash after the W.
Big gank, Torn again.
Might as well try.
He's holding the wave.
Yeah,
They're just killing the turret. Oh no! There's no turret to keep him safe. Poor Doran. He wants to kill though. He's got the needles out. And the flash is going to deny him a kill, but they're still running away.
Get him, Doran!
He wants his revenge. Oh, he's going to do a ton of damage there. The redemption does come forward. Oh, the stun on the rocks is going to deny him. And BDD will shut him down. Meanwhile, don't look at the rest of the map. T1's just, you know, busy winning the game.
Like, do you know those
I don't even know if KT, if anyone can understand their plate at this point, as T1 is going to pull off of the Baron, and now the counter engage does come in the turn as the Trundle goes down, the Rel goes down. It's not a Penta angle anymore, as the first kill did, of course, go to the Wukong. And, yeah, BDD also going to be taken out. Should be a clean ace. His owner also is going to barely survive. And that, guys, will be the end of the game. T1 just needed one more ace, and... Yeah, they're going to go in onto this one, but this is underneath the turret. He takes 2 turret shots. And, yeah, Peter's just dead. They're going to give that kill over to Faker. As Faker says, you know, my flash for your life, I'll take that. Bottom lane, obviously, the CS diff is pretty big, but as we know here in Legend Group, it's trying to bait here, I believe, is Faker, but he's taking a lot of damage as now Shockwave does come in. Flash from Cuz. He wants that kill. He's not going to get it, though, as the peel comes through from Keria. But here comes the wall, and now Faker's in a ton of trouble. BDD takes him down. A very nicely timed wall to just get in, so something to look out for. Faker is just taking insane amounts of damage. He's going to avoid those rocks, but actually knocks BDD farther in. Gets the shield, though, is outstepping everything, but eventually BDD just outplays him. He got that first bit of burst damage, and although BDD did miss quite a lot, he was still able to finish off the kill.
Moment where, you know, things didn't start to connect. That initial play was really big. Then Faker started to find an angle. He's sidestepping. The Shockwave moves into the side. He sidesteps again. This is when it starts to get a bit scary. But again, his flash is just not available. And that flash still being available for BDD means you can't always flash to get that final bit of damage.
Yeah, ghost in from Peter. Very scary. Now we got a Talia from the top side, but oh, he's not gonna flash. It just takes a ton of damage, and now Faker's just dead. Elects to save his flash, and that's gonna give yet another kill over to BDD.
Oh, not again.
He just keeps hitting those. BDD just cannot miss today. But there's a lot of minions here. It's gonna be kind of cleaned up. Faker gets a shield. One more rock could do it, but comes in and saves him with the heal. And Faker is just running circles around him now, but has been terrorized for the entire game, finally gets his revenge. With the help of his team is now trying to deny the eye, but it is going to be KT.
But earlier in this game.
Yeah, KT trying to set up another fight here. They're down 1,000 gold. They don't want to go too deep, though. You could see they don't get that initial pick. Now it's just a bit of a scrum. Here comes BDD getting on in. A massive knockback again. This guy just can't miss today, but Owner, another guy who can't seem to miss nowadays, is going to frontline for the team. Duckdom just has to stand and fire, and he will survive for quite a long time as one more shot gets it done from Guma, but he will pay with his life. Meanwhile, on the right side, T1 win that part of the fight. BDD still alive, but they would love to take out this Talia, and they finally do it. The burst comes out from Faker, and it will be T1 winning this fight in a massive fashion, 1 for 4.
Just such good execution there.
Looks like they weren't able to clear it, though, as Pillar comes down, Doran gets out. But there you go, another shove comes in from the side of BDD. This guy just can't miss today. It's really on his game up against T1. And he's a big reason why they're in this game.
Okay, they've played out the vision well. This is really good for that comp. Kerry is looking for a flank, though.
All right, trying to go all in on a Faker. It's not quite going to work out. BDD trying to turn now onto the left side, going to take out Guma, and they will take that absolutely. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of this fight, it looks like Cuz is in a bit of trouble. He'll be taken out, and Faker wasting a lot of Perfect's time as the rest of the backline is just being torn to shreds by the rest of T1. And look at Owner, level 16, red buff, Xin Dao, full health. Died just yet. He's going to keep it leashed, though. Here comes BDD. He's the only one with Smite. They've just got to do the damage to it as the Smites do come down. And a big fight coming in, actually, as down will go the Rumble. Owner in a bit of trouble. And now Doran just trying to hop away. Duck Dom bleeding and gets taken out by the Aurora.
Between the two teams.
Feels like it's been this way for the last like 10-15 minutes. The same game where we're just like waiting on a tightrope, waiting for that next objective. Oh, the double jump comes in! BDD! He wants to carry this game, and he might have just done it, but the peel is coming in. Peter goes down, but they took out Owner, and he's really the big man on campus. Big shockwave does come down for Faker. He's gonna flash away the kiting of Oriana, and Jin is quite strong. Oh, the interrupt from the side of Keria is nearly going to keep them alive. And it's at least going to peel for the team. Flashes on in, and it's not quite going to work as Keria takes huge amounts of damage. Ducked on one, big one, and the sniper from the side of KT will net them the Hextech Soul.
And that's the thing, it has been the same story for the last 10 minutes.
As they are taking their time with this one, that's going to be the solar flare right on top of Keria, but in goes Peter, and down will go Peter, but still at the same time, it's 2 kills here for the side of KT, and now Owner, nowhere for him to go. So hard to play into the Trundle, as another knockback does come through, and we do have the GA here for Owner, actually nearly kills BDD somehow, and now it's Faker's turn. He doesn't have the flash. Doran doesn't have his flash anymore, as he just used it. And it's just so difficult to get away from them. So many low health bars, actually. Incredibly low, but we have a TP coming back in. And I think with that and the Baron, they should be able to end.
Yeah, Dara not going to be able to do anything against 4 members of KT. He'll give it a go. Let's see if he can do what Shiwu didn't pull off the defense.
Yeah, I just think with Perfect TPing back in, it's going to be a little bit too little, too late. And there you go, not even going to touch BDD. And they have the wave coming through. KT take down T1 in game number 1. Yeah, looks like they want to go for the trade. They're just going all in on the Pantheon as down he goes. Owner 100-0. And now the turn on Naguma. Feeling pretty good. He's going to have to flash
the satchel.
Mega Inferno Bomb, and yeah. The satchel gets Keria back. It gets him in range of BDD. It's 2 kills for KT here in the early game.
I love the decisiveness.
Peter is ghosting up here as well. Will they try to help him is the question. Yes, they absolutely will, but the ult from Perfect is actually perfect. Gonna get on the backside of the turret, and now he's got the peel from his team. The bear comes down and turns this fight around. Doran and Keria just running tail between legs as they can't get away. Keria just trying to sacrifice himself, but the dominoes, one by one, are falling into the hands of KT once again. And they're getting the Infernal Drake. What aren't they getting, Ox?
What a play there from KT. One more kill.
Yeah.
We'll take it. I love Peter, man.
Otacon gonna come up here, remove the pixel brush.
He did just... Oh.
It's a lot of damage going into Gumi. Has to flash the flash forward Q! Outplayed by the Annie. Skuma did not see that. And the extension on the Wukong as well. It's now Perfect's like, you want to dive me? You're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna take you down. Guma and Keria are just watching over the wall.
Doctum cleared the wave, so then Don ended up getting aggro, and now the heralding bot, they're gonna get this tower. KT just can't stop winning in this game. So, initially Doran's proxying here. The jump comes in from Owner, but the ult clears the wave. And then he ends up getting aggro with
oh boy.
Oh,
here we go again. Owner behind enemy lines, just dead. Faker and Keria in there. Doran trying to take a 1v1 against Ziggs. Can barely do it as Faker trying to get over as well. And BDD is going to get revenge for that 100%. Q comes through. And Faker as well eventually will go down. Just wasting their time. And KT are just running the map right now.
It's a really good item.
Smartly going to back away. Really, it's all done but the crying here. KT just got to push in, push with the zigs, you know, make sure everybody's safe. The flash and the satchel away. You're not touching the zigs, says Duckdom. As everybody is in the meat grinder, tons of damage. Yes, was blocked by the Braum. As Ingo's perfect, maybe a little bit too deep, but he's just unkillable anyway. He got away after all of that. Just insane. And that is the power of the gigantic wallets. KT absolutely obliterating T1 in the second game, and they will take the 2-0 tonight.
Game 1 was a massive fight, a massive struggle, and a long-fought victory